I live in a pretty small tourist beach town. It's pretty quiet. I mean, summer gets a little bit busy because of the tourist season. Winter is completely dead, but there's 1 week that it's actually busy and there's a lot of people here. And that's because we are Coast Guard City, USA, and that week is Coast Guard Festival. Hey, what's up? My name's Lucas. I'm a photographer and filmmaker based out of West Michigan. Welcome to my channel. Today, we'll be talking about street photography in a small city. If you have been following my channel for any length of time, you might know that I'm working on a Life on the Pier photography series. Really, one of my big goals is to photograph Grand Haven in a way that is compelling and interesting and unique. One of the things that I see photos of constantly in Grand Haven is of our pier, our lighthouse, and all that stuff. And honestly, a lot of it looks the same. A lot of it looks very touristy. And as a local, somebody who's grown up here and lived here my entire life, I've always wanted to photograph this beautiful city in a really compelling and striking way. So with that, I've decided to take street photography and really document the life on the pier. So some of this Coast Guard week I did use to put towards that Life on the Pier series. That is all in black and white. That is stuff that I am really proud of and working towards. I don't know what the future of that is. Maybe it's just continuing to be a page on my website. One of the things that I'm also working on, because I have ADHD and I need to be working on multiple things at one time, is street photography during Coast Guard Festival. One of the things that makes Grand Haven really unique is it's a Coast Guard city. Coast Guard City, USA, actually, the first Coast Guard city. And that's something that here in Grand Haven, everybody's really proud of. This year was our 100th Coast Guard Festival, and I took the week off work. I went and I took pictures all week. I spent time with family. I enjoyed the festivities. We have a bunch of stuff that happens during Coast Guard. It kicks off every year with a 5K and 10K race. I personally run the 5K and I got my PR. That always just kicks off the week for me. And then we've got Family Day. The Coast Guard brings their boats in down the channel, which is really cool. I have never experienced that because I've always been working or just missed it. But it was actually incredible to see the boats come in. They've got helicopters that lead them in. While I was actually standing with my family taking pictures and taking the scene in, this woman let us know that her son was actually the captain of one of the ships that was coming in. And so that was really cool and really nice to meet her. And she had traveled a pretty long way to get to Grand Haven to celebrate Coast Guard with her son, which is really cool. There's just a lot of festivities that happen around Coast Guard and a lot of people out and about in our town. And I personally, I don't drink or do drugs or anything, so my scene isn't really in the bar scene. I don't really gravitate towards that from my work, although I do know from my past life that I'm sure there's some incredible photos that are happening down there. That's not my thing. The real big day is Coast Guard Saturday. That is when there's one of the best parades in Michigan, second only to when the Lions finally make it to the Super Bowl and win it this year. Shout out to the Lions. But yeah, it's a very long parade, really cool. Had the Budweiser horses, I can't remember what they're called, come this year. Really cool. And then we have a firework display where thousands of people come from all over to watch our fireworks over Dewey Hill. And this year was the 100th year, so there was a lot of extra people, a lot of extra festivities. And this is where I shoot the bulk of my street photography, just because it's the busiest that downtown Grand Haven gets. all year long. That is the single busiest day. And yeah, I feel compelled to take photos of this area that are not just of the pier standing still. And so I don't know what these will turn into. I do want to do a more fleshed out series of what it is to be in a Coast Guard city, to have the Coast Guard Festival and everything. But just a reminder, you might not have New York City or Paris or whatever to be taking street photos in, but you do have stories to tell in your city, no matter how big or how small, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the photos. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really does make a huge difference. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I try to get to every single comment and respond. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.